And that will be like a summary of what we touched upon previous night. I wonder if you got it. So this is the Tiger's Temple. And of course, it was wonderful last night, Sunday night. And yeah, it's going to be better next Sunday too. So you should get yourself prepared for next Sunday's Tiger's Nest. You know, definitely I'm going to continue to bring in the guests just for the moment. Actually, I'm looking to have a special one with me. I'm just waiting for his confirmation before I call his name. And I'll tell you exactly what we will be speaking of very, 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 very soon. You know, definitely I'm looking to have. So give thanks. We're in the presence of the new moon right now. Guests just for the moment. Yes, we're in the presence of the new moon. So we are very thankful for such in the celebration fashion. And of course, remember the new moon is not in the constellation of where they said the new moon is now. Wherever they said it was, that's not where it is. Gemini, yeah, they were saying that the new moon was in Gemini. The new moon is not in the constellation of Gemini at the moment. The new moon specifically is in the constellation of Taurus. All right. So yes, this is from previous night, family. And I'm just going to give you some of them highlights. Yes. The Egypt of what we got and
academies.
Now, you know, I want to begin. It's 6 from each tribe. What, brother? Yeah, man. Brother Jasik. We as black people began with just one last 400 years. Wonderful speech of Haile Selassie, and I would like to take it from here.
Doctrine is holy. Its precepts are binding.
This is Jasik, the one prophet Sheldon.
Majestina.
Go to. Reading the
speech. Heart of
love, man.
I had a presentation here, a speech from His Majestina.
Go to.
Concerning the Bible. I will read briefly, right?
Of course, take your time. Selassie, take your time so everyone will understand.
That's right. This book contains the mind of the Almighty, the state of man, the way of salvation, the doom of sinners, and the happiness of believers. Its doctrine is holy. Its precepts are binding. Its histories are true, and it discerns and its decisions are immutable. Read it to be wise, believe it to be safe, and practice it to be holy. It contains light to direct you, food to support you, and comfort to cheer you. It is a traveler's map, the pilgrim's staff, the pilot's compass, the soldier's sword, the Christian's charter. Here, heaven is open and the gates of hell disclosed. Christ is its great subject. Christ is its grand subject. Our good, its design. The glory of the Almighty, its end. It should fill the memory, rule the heart, and guide the feet. Read it slowly and frequently and prayerfully. It is a mine of wealth, a paradise of glory, and a river of pleasure. It is given you in life, will be open at the judgment, and will be remembered forever. It involves the highest responsibility, will reward faithful labor, and will condemn all who trifle with its sacred contents. This book that has for ages lifted man from sin and shame. That great message on its pages will forever be the same. Never compare the Bible with other books. We in Ethiopia have one of the oldest version of the Bible, but however old the version may be, whatever language it may be written, the word remains one and the same. It transcends all boundaries of empires and all conception of race. It is eternal. No doubt you all remember reading in the Acts of the Apostles of how Philip baptized the Ethiopian official. He was the first Ethiopian on record to have followed Christ. And from that day onwards, the word of the Almighty has continued to grow in the hearts of Ethiopians. And I might say for myself that from early childhood, I was taught to appreciate the Bible, and my love for it increases with the passage of time. All through my troubles, I have found it a cause of infinite comfort. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. Who can resist an invitation so full of compassion? Because of this personal experience in the goodness of the Bible, I was resolved that all my countrymen should also share its great blessings. And by reading the Bible, one should find the truth for themselves. Jah, Rastafari. Therefore, I call the new translation to be made from the ancient language into the language which the old and the young understood and spoke. Today man sees all his hopes and aspirations crumble before him. He is perplexed and knows not whether he is drifting, but he must realize that the Bible is his refuge and the rallying point of all humanity. In it, man will find the solution of his present difficulties and guidance for his future action. Holy Emmanuel Haile Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, my Lord.
I myself, I glory in the Bible. What would I call it? And then that's the last thing.
Well, that was the early speeches still, my Lord.
Okay.
Well, you know, for my part, I glory in the Bible still, that was the, well, you know, but the speech we had there, it's still up right there, my Lord.
True, right. We'll go through there. That must, that came down very serious there.
My Lord.
Yeah, that came down very serious. Yeah, that speech, I would have to examine that a little more to the first part of that sound very poetic and it's a captain, when he says a rudder to the captain and a sword to the soldier and etc. Yes.
Soldier's sword, the pilgrim staff, the traveler's map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Right. Give thanks. Yeah, so okay, it's like the brethren just rise up to go to the. So what are I saying there? Do I believe then? Well, okay, that just seal it then. That I mean, they know nothing else to talk about then.
Now, what I was saying still, you know, well, you know, the command study Bible was written over many times, you know.
True.
They use these things now to make it look like the Bible was watered down or broken down, you know.
Mm.
But we know a portion of the book was taken from the original Bible same way.
Definitely.
But you come and see now, the Greeks and these people now, them really come and had this, them really write over the Bible from a certain era in Egypt. When they come and see, they come and get 6 elders from every tribe to come and write over the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Levites, man from the house of Judah, you know. Mm-hmm. And them man was inspired by God same way to my Lord. They went in Egypt and write the Bible in that era there. The Greeks and them now, who was the conquerors now, them had all the, well, them end up with all the documents, everything, the Bible, everything. But many Bibles nowadays that's print over now from that same Greek Bible, you know, the same Bible, the same original Bible, what them and them did put together then. The Greeks and them was in control of. Mm-hmm. The Septuagint. Mm-hmm. Almost every Bible come from that still, no, my Lord.
Yes, naturally.
Not how it write over in that way, but it's still like the Septuagint it write over to something else, and then it's just from the Septuagint they take all they get facts from the Septuagint then. The New Translation, King James Version, all these versions come from the Septuagint, same way, my Lord. You know, but within the Greek language now, one word means 4 words. The Greek language, it's complex. Like the word love, for example. They have a love for bride love, They talk about love for the family love.
Yes, yes.
They talk about love for like the agape love in that way, you know. So over the years, certain scholars now they go back to the Septuagint then and they try to come closer as possible then. I will say they try to interpret certain words from the Septuagint close as possible and come with some new translation Bibles.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, the understanding remain the same. The word remain the same still. A man can still use the Bible and get salvation through the Holy Bible still, you know? Because the truth in the Bible is still my Lord.
But you sound like it's tricky though. It sounds like it's tricky though. No, the way how you describe it, like, well, hey, listen, the Greeks come and go into Egypt and they write their own thing. And then from that, a couple of people come and say, listen, bring the Septuagint, and they try to get it, but the word's still in there, man. You can still get it. Okay. But it sounds like the way that it's set up now, they're like you have to dodge a lot of things to get to the meat of the matter. Well, I mean, just from the way you explain it, you know, which technically could be true, because that's history in a sense. You know, the man really did do a number on us by, you know, translating. Okay, but where would the Ethiopian Bible stand within what you just explained? For example, then, you can't compare the Ethiopian Bible to the King James Version. So what's the difference? Even whether we can read Americana, where the Ethiopian Bible stand in what you just explained? Because here let me just repeat what I think you explained. All Bibles come from the Septuagint. And I hear you good when you say the Septuagint. Is it 6 from each tribe? Whatever 72 divided by 12 is.
That's right.
The math's not even there, right? But anyway, and they came to Egypt but one of the key points is that many men now after that just coming back to this one book and say, hey, let's write our own version. In fact, some versions taken from other versions too. The man don't even go to no Septuagint. They just check the last version that the man make and say, hey, let's just get this and do our own thing. So where the Ethiopian Bible stand in that whole energy there, how, you know, that make it different, or is it different? Yeah, if you catch what I say.
Well, I will say the Bible, the Ethiopian Bible now, the books on them what remain in the King James Version. And the books in the Ethiopian Bible, most likely they're going to be the same, my Lord.
Yeah, I see that too.
Most likely, but the books was taken out now. The books was taken out in the Bible now. You come and see now, we never get these books unless we research for these books.
And they know why too.
So you come and see, that's naturally, the Greeks and them now, it's a certain thing they hold back, my Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, certain thing they hold back.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna bring in I'm gonna give my Lord a time to come in, you know. I don't want to preempt what he might say or what he thinking, you know, but in all academic and scholarly reasoning now, I think, like for example, what the brethren would meditate. You can tell me if I'm wrong, all right. Okay, in this time now, knowledge is increasing to a certain degree. That as the I say, and I agree, that this is taken from something older than it. You know, because although the speak of the origin of the Bible, you know, most people disagree with you with the Septuagint coming from Egyptian writing. The consensus is that the Septuagint comes from the Hebrew Torah, which, I mean, that alone is a tug of war within itself. But I believe what the meditation is that, okay, if we know that, and we reach to a point now that we have a good hand on the ancient Egyptian writing and culture, Kemetic writing and culture, we have a good grip. If the Rosetta Stone is as authentic as we're supposed to believe, we kind of have a grip on the language and the ideas. We know the kingdoms, we getting to know the history. All right. So if we know that the Bible origin is in this, and we getting a good grip of this now, to the point that we're growing in knowledge but we have far to go. Shouldn't we lean more to that then, since we find the origin of this? We find where the Bible really come from. Look at here, man. Wow. And it's so scientific and it's so deep. You know? Yeah, that's just a question I would put on the table. But I'm gonna give my lord a moment to say a word, you know. Honorable my brethren. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Tell us what you meditate.
All right. Well, the meditation is, we are attempting a kind of, I would say, a bit insanity to verify the Bible using His Majesty, who we verify by the Bible. So what I'm saying is that we are human beings and we are brought up by our environment. His Majesty in that speech did say that he was taught the Bible and he was raised in an ancient Christian empire. So by all means, without a doubt, His Majesty would have always been a Christian monarch. He, not unlike Nkrumah, not unlike Senghor, not unlike many of the independent African leaders, were dealing with what they had at the time. What started off the modern education system in Africa was religious schools. Education was given under the banner of religiosity and all the dogma that comes along with it. And so His Majesty, while a lot of Africa detested and knew what the missionaries did in Africa, Haile Selassie, I praise the missionaries. But we must take also in the account that Ethiopia, or Abyssinia, to be more exact in location, the foundings of Abyssinia has a lot to do with persons across from the Red Sea and indigenous African Cushitic population. And that population was very divided. And the Bible or the Christian faith was used to unite the empire, especially under Menelik II. So you find Christianity playing a more important role in Ethiopia regarding their isolation, regarding their aid, regarding their trade, regarding their, how should I say it? Regarding their safety from colonization. So Christianity had a very big role to play in that place where a lot of the trade routes meet, and that was directly connected to India, the Levant, Kemet, and Kush. So we have a lot of dynamics going on in that place. It's a very special place in Africa because of all this dynamic. Now, we should analyze that and then analyze now the origins, which goes beyond the Bible in itself, which goes beyond the Hyksos or the Israelites, because it's Josephus who said the Israelites were the Hyksos. Okay. Now, a lot of Rastafari consider His Imperial Majesty to be the returned Jesus Christ. But you have two different philosophies. Jesus Christ is one philosophy, and Haile Selassie is another. Example, Jesus Christ said, forgive and forget. Haile Selassie said, forgive, but never forget. Never ever forget. So, Haile Selassie is not the returned Jesus Christ. So, let's look into who was Jesus Christ, who was Yeshua, or some would call Emmanuel. Going into the writings in historicity, you find the story of Yeshua who was hung on a tree. Of course, in the Bible, there is a part where it says he was hung on a tree. And there is also another part saying he was crucified on a cross. Okay? Now, there are many contradictions in the Bible. There are many geographical errors in the Bible. But that element of the Bible that remains true and is true in all ancient scripture, where you look at Zoroastrianism, Mithraism, what we call the Shitot Neteru of Kemet, the mystery system, all of it had to do with a story in allegorical form to do with you ascending to your higher self, which the Bible would call the kingdom of heaven. And in the words of Yeshua, or Jesus the Christ in the Bible, he said that do not look around for the kingdom, but the kingdom is in you, is with you. Okay? The Ark of the Covenant, the two tablets represents the hemispheres of the brain. The rod that buddeth represents the pineal. The oil represents the oil from the colostrum. So the Bible is a book, it's a metaphysical book, never to be taken literally. But then we cannot use the independent fathers in Nkrumah and all who passed through European academies. And they learned, what did they learn about Africa? What did they learn about ancient Africa? That information wasn't readily available. That's why we have negritude. That reason belonged to the Europeans and sentiments belong to the Africa. But then there was both a new kind of griot, one who would not need to use legends and myths to glorify our ancient past, one that would use actual history and facts and archaeological data to prove that we were great people who did have writings, who did have civilization. And that was ones like Sheikh Anta Diop and his sidekick Theophile Obenga, his student, and many others, because we had many writers and authors, you know, like Abrahams. Like we had many authors, but they never reached us because they were only the publishers who worked under the religious banner, Christian publishers. So when we study the history of literature in Africa, Hegel himself
Yeah, family, and as I said, you know, I definitely, this is me talking here, just giving you a snippet of what we went through previous night, you know. I'm going to be definitely giving you the full audio this evening on Radio Anu at 7. And then after the audio, I mean, the whole meeting was like about almost 4 hours long. I think it was over 4 hours long. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I think it's over 4 hours long. Yeah, let me do my maths properly. No, pardon, a bit over 3 hours long. Yes, it's not 4 hours, 3 hours. Pardon me. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it went deep. Went into a lot of different reasonings. Of course, the audience.
All these prophecies were done already.
The audience got in and had their part to play and added to the discussion. To be honest, it got a bit heated at a specific time, but it was all good. Let me just give you a bit of that here. And as I'm saying to you, family, let me make sure you're seeing what I'm showing you. As I'm saying to you, family, we definitely, had a wonderful sit down. It was very good meditation, a very good reasoning. And it would do you good to listen to the fullness. As I said, that's tonight, 7 p.m. on Radio Anu. You know how to get to Radio Anu. The link is in the description below. And then afterwards, I would definitely, come and give you the reasonment as my summary. So I'm not going to even give you the full summary here. Check me in the Tiger's Nest tonight in the after party. So that means it's going to be a late night this evening, because this is going to run from 7, 8, 9, 10. So this should carry about 10 o'clock. So after 10, I'll be in with the Tiger's Nest. I'll spend an hour with you, man, for those who definitely up at that time. Yeah, but let's get a bit more of this. So tonight, Tiger's Nest, Radio Anu. Every night, is a Tiger's Nest, Monday to Thursday, that is. And remember, if you're not a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest, it's a very simple thing to do. Just contact us and say, I would like to be a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest. And definitely, if you missed the Tiger's Nest radio program for one reason or the other, we definitely send it to you each and every day. You get it in your inbox via the email. And of course, even if you listen to the Tiger's Nest every evening, you should still order the Tiger's Nest and be a part of its subscription team.
The federal government is finding the bones of indigenous children that were murdered and slaughtered and put in mass graves in the name of this Bible. I kid you not.
No, it's true. Every week I hear, yeah.
I kid you not. Every week popping up, whether it's in BC, which is Squamish, Gibson, First Nation territory, in my province, in the East Coast, somewhere, the bones of indigenous children that they stole, raped, molested, murdered, and put in mass graves in the name of this Bible. Now, if I, as a young woman and as a self-proclaimed Rastafarian, is working with indigenous communities, sharing liberty and understanding with indigenous communities, and indigenous persons who have still been colonized by their white invaders who slaughtered them and murdered them, genocide in the name of Christianity and this Bible. If these indigenous people say to me, you know what, Rasta, I really like your liberty. I like your thoughts. I like the way you think. Can you teach me more about Rastafarianism? I think I want to learn more about Rastafarianism too. How do you think the indigenous people or anybody who has experienced such personal and or generational trauma at the hands of this Bible, how do you think they would feel to if they're looking for another alternative form of spirituality, one that is supposed to be rooted in the personal your personal freedom, your personal liberty, your ascension of consciousness? How are they to feel if it's like, oh, well, King Selassie this, patriarchy this, the Bible this? I'm not trying to throw shade or disrespect King Emmanuel, King Haile Selassie, but I'm just thinking, how can Rastafari appeal to those who might want to join the faith, but have generational real wounds and trauma as it relates to the Bible is hurtful. And I will say something, as Caribbean people, whether it's Jamaica, Antigua, you know, Trinidad, that's your geolocation. You can, you know, acknowledge yourself as Africans, as human beings, right? But your geolocation, your incarnation, where you reside right now, is in the Caribbean. When they fought for their freedom in Haiti, they didn't use the Bible. They went to Wakamen, okay? They called the Loi. They called the Orisha. They called the ancestors, les ancestres. They took a pig and they sacrificed. They didn't use the Bible. Toussaint and Louverture and Dessalines, after their voodoo ceremony, fought, and obtained Haiti's freedom. And it caused a ripple effect, not only in the Caribbean, but also in the Americas for the abolition of slavery. They didn't use the Bible. They said that. They didn't say that. They said that Selassie died or Jesus Christ died. He's not the only one who died for your freedom and died for your sins. Before Africans came to Haiti, there existed the Tainos. The Garifuna, the Arabs.
You're giving us a lot of Jews there, but let me let the other brother come into the interest of time. Time now is kind of on us for the.
Yeah. I just.
But no, we're very thankful, man.
They all existed. They also died for our freedom.
Yes.
Thinking of it as consciousness, then it's not just solely. You know, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah, man, we really appreciate. Yeah, man, a lot of high words, you know. And if time permits and you come in again, it's all good, you know. Yeah, so that aspect there, that was a sister that got in the program there. She didn't show her face. Her name was Frequency. As I said, on the Tigers Temple, we, after the key reasoning, we allow ones to come in and exchange their thoughts. And she said a lot more than that. Some very, very good meditation, a lot of good vibration that she brought in to the conversation. As I said, because of difference of opinions, there was a time when, you know, a little heat would have arisen. But give thanks again, Sister Frequency, for your frequency that you came through with. And when you get the video, Sister Frequency, you should watch it to the end properly, because I think you left at a specific time when we were making specific reference to you. All right. Now, so yes, family. So as I said this evening, you can definitely get the fullness of this on Radio Anu, 7 p.m. sharp, Radio Anu, International Flavor, the Universal Spice. And then right after that, I'll be coming in with the Tiger's Nest to give you a summary and to hear what you have to say. I might even take some calls myself. Yeah, man, this is a time to be interactive. Okay, let me give you this last piece here. This is when some brethren came in. Star Lion came in and Ras Silam came in. We got also a few comments from the audience and chat. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful.
I was into the Bible. The Bible was my tool. So I never denied the Bible. But what I'm saying is, upon getting new information about my history and my culture, I had to put the Bible aside and seek my African history. So I haven't fought down any elders, because I have my elders in Rastafari, and they are not biblical races, they are African races. So what are we prepared to do? To go back to Africa with Bible in hand to teach about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? We have
I agree with you. Why I tell you?
We have Putaho. We have Kagemni. That is our African history.
Okay, let me hear him here.
Why? So
you engage.
Let me make Starline come. Okay, let me hear his response here. We don't go back and forth too much on that.
Is relevant. The Bible is relevant to Rastafari.
Right.
And will always be relevant to Rastafari. Period. So if you want to say you don't want to deal with the Bible, that's the eye. And whoever said they don't want to deal with the Bible, that's them. But leave Rastafari alone. Leave Rastafari. Don't cause confusion in Rastafari. Because you're bringing confusion when you're talking about burning Bible. The eye said I burn Bible. We can, you know.
Priest Isaac will answer that for you because I'm tired.
Well, not in my presence. I never hear the Bun Bible thing about it. But anyway, what I'm saying, my brother, I give thanks for that strength. That don't mind the brother same time because the bit that you didn't get that I skip over me, it was like a little tug of war there, you know. And of course, in many cases, you know, sometimes people believe that, listen, I'm talking and the man just don't understand what I'm saying. But family, what I'm saying was a wonderful sit down. And as I said, I'm looking forward tonight. I will definitely be there sitting in with it. I'm going to do my best not to comment while it is playing, while it is running. But we're going to have a wonderful time tonight on Radio Anum. Just make sure you are there. And then afterwards, I will